Question 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions? On my front cover I followed forms and conventions a lot. This was important because I wanted my target audience to feel as if it wasn't too different and there wasn't too much unexpected content. For example, I put my masthead at the top and made it the biggest text on the page. I did this so my audience wouldn't think that it's unprofessional. Also, it gives them a sense of familiarity so they don't feel as if it's too different and they don't know what to expect. Also, since this type of magazine isn't out there already, it would be a good thing to keep it conventional to maximize the number of people buying my magazine, which is conventional. The reason I did this is because I did not want to confuse my audience. I wanted something that would be easy to look at but challenge, develop conventions in certain areas. Furthermore, I conformed to genre conventions and I had an image of an artist on the front of my cover, which was the biggest image on my cover. This was important so the readers knew who the main article is going to be about. In addition, because of its size, it will catch the reader's focus and create enigma which will draw them in. The image was of an Asian male, aged 18. He was wearing a 3/4 jacket, a grey t-shirt underneath. The clothes he was wearing made him fit in with the indie genre. The posture he is standing in represents the attitude of rock and indie artists. On my front cover, I challenged genre conventions rather than having numerous cover lines. I only had a few. The reason for this was to go against conventions and not make my magazine look so full up, because I wanted the focus to be on my main image. Other conventions that I followed was to have a barcode at the bottom of the corner of my page. On magazines such as Q, the barcode moves to free space to fit in with the sub-headlines. A convention I challenged was to have more than one image on the front cover, whereas I only had one image to keep the main focus on that artist. On my contents page, some of the conventions that went in with my genre were developed because I thought it would make my magazine more unique and stand out from the others. This was important because I didn't want my target audience to think my magazine was boring and everything was the same as any other magazine on the market. I developed the way my contents page shows the articles and stories it shows. Instead of having lots of images on my contents page, I only have 2. This is so it's simple and easy for my audience. This is because I was targeting at Asian males and females in their late teens to mid-20s. And because it's simplistic, it won't overload them with information. The things that were conventional was the way I had my articles listed and stories on the left-hand side of the contents page. This was so that there was some familiarity for my audience, which did not confuse them. I followed conventions on my double-page spread. For example, the main image takes most of my double-page spread up. The main image was of an Asian male aged 18 sitting down on a sofa with his head resting on his hand. This juxtaposed with his clothes, which was a 3/4 coat, brown chinos, grey t-shirt with boots, which create attitude that is typical of the rock and indie genre. Also, I added a jumper, which tends to be conventional on magazines such as NME. I used a jumper to show my audience that there was more on the next page of my magazine. There is also a headline on there. I tried to make the headline look rustic. It is in black font with a gold shadow. This was so it looks easy to read. It also fits into my house style and makes it look professional, especially because of the sans serif font. The convention is challenged because it is on the right hand side of the image, when it is conventional to have it on the left hand side. I did this because it looks more aesthetically pleasing and doesn't obstruct the image.